everybody, and thank you for tuning into the Green Light. My name is Sean Green. Thank you for tuning in today. Today is Thursday, October 18th, 2018. Today we have a lot of good topics on the show. Thursday night football is tonight between the Broncos and the Cardinals. Not an exciting game, but a game nonetheless. Okay? So I want to start with this. My big topic of the week. After Sunday, I was so excited to have another show. I can't even tell you how excited I was. Okay? So as many of you know, the Patriots and the Chiefs played on Sunday Night Football. And like I told you on my last show, I said a lot of people were going to criticize me, but I said I think the Patriots will beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is coming into Foxborough for the first time. It's a lot of pressure. And I think you saw it on Sunday. Now, granted, he played great in the second half. You got to give the kid that. In the second half, he played outstanding. But I have some stats here that I researched, and when I was watching the game, I kind of noticed, I was like, wow, like Kansas City gets the ball in their territory like so quick and so fast. But let me read you some of the stats that I have written down. So Kansas City, I have all of their drives written out to where they started with the football, okay? So they started on their own 41 to start the game. 8 plays, 3 points. Okay, so they came away with 3 points. Next drive, they started on their own 23. They had 1 play, interception. So let's just say this. For the rest of the half, they start on their 45, their 25, and then their 25. They came away with 6 points and an interception. 5 plays, 11 plays, and then 9 plays. Now in the second half, they started on their own 25, 37, New England's 29, New England's 3, and then their own 25 and own 25. All right. So what I notice is Kansas City, anything over 5 plays. So if they ran 5 plays or more, they scored 12 points and they had 1 interception. 12 points for the best team in the league. Anything over 5 plays. Usually it's the other way around. So if Kansas City has drives with like 9 plays, they had 3 points. 11 plays, 3 points. 9 plays, interception. Anything over, they didn't score. They had 12 points. Anything under 5 plays, they had 28 points, 1 interception, and 1 punt. Ain't that crazy? Kansas City, for a high-powered offense, if they don't make a big play within the first 5 plays, you're holding them to a field goal. Or better, not scoring at all. So Kansas City, starting at their own 25-yard line, had 17 points, 2 interceptions, and a punt. New England, starting at their own 25-yard line, they scored 33 points. So New England had all but 2 drives starting at their own 25. The others were at their own 30 and Kansas City's 4-yard line. So listen, folks, you got to understand here. I'm not discrediting Kansas City. I think they have a high probability of going to the Super Bowl. They can beat the Patriots. There's no doubt about it. But let me tell you why I don't think they will. New England is going to make adjustments if we play them again, okay? If New England plays Kansas City again, they will punt the ball or they will kick the ball out of the end zone every single kickoff and make them work for their points. New England can easily score on that defense. The New England Patriots defense is a little better than the Kansas City defense. So listen, do I think Kansas City is one hell of a team? Of course. Do I think they'll make it to the Super Bowl like Stephen A. thinks? Absolutely not. All right. So then I had somebody ask me who I think the best wide receiver in the NFL this season is. And it's kind of interesting because there hasn't been one that has stood out so much to a point where you're like, oh, he's the best wide receiver. But I picked a wide receiver that has contributed and is probably the most valuable to their team right now. And that's Davante Adams from the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to get a lot of dislikes on this pick. People are going to give me the usual picks like Julio and stuff like that. Davante Adams is doing something that a lot of wide receivers can't do right now. Win games for their quarterback. Julio Jones, for instance, is on the Atlanta Falcons, right? You take Julio out of that game, they still have Mohamed Sanu and Calvin Ridley. You take Davante Adams out of that lineup right now, Aaron Rodgers has pretty much no one to throw it to. Now, stats-wise, he's number 6 amongst wide receivers. But let me read you the other wide receivers that are above him. Adam Thielen, Minnesota Vikings. Great wide receiver. One of the top wide receivers in the league. You have Stephon Diggs. You take Adam Thielen away, Kirk Cousins has multiple targets. Kyle Rudolph, people like that. Julio Jones. Like I said. DeAndre Hopkins. You have Kyle Fuller. You got targets. Now, DeAndre Hopkins is a big target for Houston. I still think Davante Adams is a better target. Tyreek Hill. Kansas City's a high-powered offense. They have a ton of weapons. Juju Smith-Schuster. You have Antonio Brown. So, no, I'm not saying Davante Adams is the best wide receiver in the league. I'm saying his value far exceeds much of the wide receivers right now. He is doing something that wide receivers aren't doing because they have help. You have a quarterback that has a banged-up knee, and you are getting open. The last 2 games, he's had 9 receptions and 10 receptions. He's Aaron Rodgers' scapegoat. Now, yes, when they get Randall Cobb back and Geronimo Allison back, it'll help alleviate some of Aaron Rodgers' pressure. But he's still going to have the same impact because Aaron Rodgers trusts him. So if we're talking about value here, I'm going with Davante Adams. All right, like I said, it's my NBA prediction show. The NBA started for the past couple days. Last night we had a couple good games going on. Night before, you had the Warriors playing the Oklahoma City Thunder and Boston playing Philly. So I'm actually going to give my NBA picks right now. I picked them before the games. Excuse me. So I'm going to start on the East. I'm going to say Boston's going to go number 1. Philly is going to go number 2. Toronto, number 3. Milwaukee, 4. Pacers, 5. Heat, 6. Wizards, 7. Magic, 8. So you're going to notice in both conferences, my number 8 seed is a dark horse team. A team that might not make the playoffs, but I think has a shot at making the playoffs, okay? And then the West, I've got Golden State 1, Houston 2, Denver 3, Utah 4, Los Angeles 5, OKC 6, Spurs 7, Mavericks 8. Mavericks, like I said, a dark horse team. Even though watching that game last night, they did not look it. But I think once you get Dirk in that lineup, you create some type of bench play to kind of compete a little bit. So those are my NBA predictions for the conferences. My finals prediction, well, let me give you my conference, and then I'll give you the finals. I've got Boston playing Philly, and then I've got Golden State playing LA in the conference finals. I've got Boston winning, and I've got Golden State winning. And then in the finals, I've got Boston defeating Golden State. You can hold me to those predictions. I'm going to stand by them. And if the Magic make the playoffs, then I need something very special because I think I'm the only person in America that thinks the Magic are going to make the playoffs. Okay. So, now that we got that settled, those are my NBA predictions. I'm going to start talking about them a little bit more because, NBA starting up in full swing. So, we'll have a couple NBA topics. If you guys want an NBA show every week, maybe every Tuesday, let me know. Because I know Thursdays are usually football days, but if we want an NBA show, just let me know. I'll put an episode out on Tuesday and Thursday. If you're not so enthused, I'll put one out every couple weeks, but just let me know. All right, here are my NFL Week 7 picks. So Broncos versus Cardinals. Broncos are 2.5 favorites. After I heard Von Miller's comments, I think it's going to easily be the Broncos. Cardinals, listen, you just don't have a good, solid team. You got a quarterback of the future, but your team all around just is not contributing. I'm going Broncos here. Patriots versus Bears. Listen, like I've said every single week, I like the Bears team, but the Patriots offense is just too high-powered right now. Not many defenses in this league can stop them. I'm going Patriots here. Titans versus Chargers. Again, the Titans are not a consistent team. They're one of the worst teams on offense, and their defense is hot and cold. I'm going Chargers here. Browns versus Bucks. I like the Browns, but their performance last week was just horrific. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers here. Their offense has a bright side to it, so I'm thinking their offense can score against the Browns defense. I'm going to go Bucks. Panthers versus Eagles. I'm going to go Panthers here. The Eagles are favored by 4.5, but I feel like the Panthers had a really bad week against Washington, so I think they're going to come out and make the Eagles look bad. Vikings versus Jets. I'm going to go Vikings here. The Jets, again, are a hot and cold team. You don't know when they're going to be good. Last week they played great against the Colts, but I think the Vikings are just too good for the Jets right now. Lions versus Dolphins. It is a tie right now in the spread, so I'm going to go Lions. I picked against the Dolphins last week, and they disappointed me, they proved me wrong. But I'm going to go Lions here. We'll see what happens. It's a toss-up. Bills versus Colts. I am not picking the Bills. I have no want to pick the Bills. I'm going to go Colts here. Texans versus Jaguars. As much as the Jaguars have really not impressed me, I'm going to go Texans. Or I'm going to go Jaguars, excuse me. Listen, they're still a good team. They need to work out a few things, but I'm going to go Jaguars here. Texans just don't really impress me. Saints versus Ravens. I'm going to go Saints here with the upset. The Ravens have a great defense, and they can score on offense. But the Saints on offense, I just think are too good for the Ravens. They will expose the Ravens defense. I'm going to go Saints here. Cowboys versus Redskins. I'm going to go Cowboys. I want the Cowboys to go prove that they are a playoff team. They're 3-3. They're looking solid. They're playing a great Redskins team. I'm going to pick the Cowboys. Go prove me right. Rams versus 49ers. The 49ers are favored, which I was very surprised when I saw that. They're favored by 1. I'm going to go Rams easy here. Bengals versus Chiefs. I think that's the game of the week. I'm going to go Chiefs here. Listen, the Bengals, I like them a lot, but when you lose to Pittsburgh and then you're coming facing the number 1 offense in the league, you're going to lose for a second straight week, unfortunately. I'm going Chiefs here. And finally, Giants versus Falcons on Monday Night Football. I'm going to go Falcons here. Listen, I think they're going to start getting a couple wins to make this playoff push. The Giants, their defense is not going to be able to stop the Falcons. I'm going Giants here. My record on the season is 52-40. I think that's pretty solid. All right. Next week, I will be having another show on Thursday, give you my Week 8 picks, talk a little NBA, and do my usual stuff. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Drop a like, a comment, anything to help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at Mr_Trey07. All right, guys, I hope I shed a light on your day, and I hope to shed a light on you in the future. Enjoy the games this weekend and the NBA games. All right, guys, talk to you later.